really scripted this video super nice, and I wanted to make this video with a teleprompter, but I haven't used a teleprompter in so long, and I felt like I wasn't myself talking to the camera, and I felt that was pretty weird. But I'm gonna try to make this video without a teleprompter, without anything, and just share my opinion about why I think film cinematography is way harder than commercial cinematography. Now, I have a background in commercial cinematography. I have filmed tons of commercials. I made a lot of lighting for different kind of commercials, so I have a lot of experience in that field. But recently I've been shifting my way into film, which is something that a lot of filmmakers want to do. Like, this is kind of the ultimate game you want to play. You want to end up shooting films, which is something that is a little bit more advanced, more complex. And I had the opportunity to film 2 feature films by now that went into cinemas, and I kind of want to share my thoughts about why I think film cinematography is way harder than commercial cinematography. Now, when I first got the call to film my first film, I was super confident. I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this like incredibly good. Now, to be honest, fast forward to the actual shooting of the film, I realized that making films is way different than shooting commercials. And there is a few things that you need to take into consideration. Like rule number 1, you kind of have to, so whenever you light a commercial, you have to light everything around the product to make the product look as good as possible. Either if it's a product, or if it's a model, if it's a hair product or anything like that, you need to make the lighting look as good as possible on the product, and also make something like creative, conceptual, or anything like that to complement those things. And whenever you're doing that, you kind of don't have any rules to light. You just light as good as you can and you make the product look good. Now, when it comes to film, you have to follow a lot of rules. Like, one of the rules is to make sure you are offering the mood that the director wants for that scene. This is rule number 1. You have to make sure you are creating the necessary mood for the actors and for everyone around that's watching that scene to feel what the director wants you to feel. And then it is very difficult to put your lights whatever you want, because the actor needs to move through the scene, the actor needs to do a lot of stuff, and sometimes if you put a light too close to the actor, it might interfere with his performance, and everything becomes way harder and at another level. So even though whenever I was filming, so when I first had my first film, I was filming and I had this thought in my head that I can make this shot look better or that shot look better, but I couldn't make it look better because I had to respect these rules. And I was looking through the monitor, I was like, oh, I wish I could light this the way I want to light it, but I cannot light the way I want it because I need to respect the mood, I need to respect what the director wants, because at the end of the day, you are there to like help the director tell his story through your cinematography, language and skills and so on. Now, the thing that I thought it was the most difficult with the film is like, you have a lot of shots in a film. Like, for example, you have like hundreds of shots. And if you miss one shot, it will hunt you down. Like, I was watching one of the films in cinema and I knew exactly which shot I messed up. But when you're filming a commercial, you have like 30 shots, let's say 40 shots, that you can really focus your attention in, and you can really make those shots stand out and make them absolutely incredible. So you have a lot more control into the commercial cinematography rather than film. And there's another thing, like with film, sometimes you have to move super quickly, because if you miss one day of film production, you have a lot of budget costs. Like, it's not that whenever you film a commercial, you're like a smaller team, you can like, we're just gonna shoot this tomorrow, there's no issue, or something like that. No, with the film, if you want to shoot something tomorrow, you have to bring those 30, 40 people that you have on the team with you tomorrow and pay them for a full day, which will end up costing like 30K for just one day of extra shooting, which is not something you want to do as a production company. So at this level, you're talking at a bigger pressure, bigger, let's say, everything is bigger, so you cannot mess up. So there are situations where the actor or the makeup or something fucks up, and you need to compensate for their let's say waste of time that they made, and you have to shoot faster, you have to light faster, you have to do a lot of things just to save the production an extra day of shooting. Like there were so many situations where I looked at a monitor and I was so sad. I was like, dude, I really wanted to make this shot so much better. I know I can make this better, but there is no time. Or even for the actors, I want to bring a better shot to this, but there is no time. So there's a lot of compromise whenever you make a film, and I think that is because due to the budgeting, due to all the things that get involved, all the team members and so on. And to be honest, in the commercial space, I'm used to filming with 1-2 people and just make my own schedule and also be the director for the commercial, which is way better. But whenever you film a film, director is kind of the king of the whole thing, so you kind of have to respect his thoughts, his needs and everything. And to be honest, sometimes that sucks, because sometimes some of directors give you some instructions and you know that it's not going to look good on camera, you know that it's not going to look good whenever it comes to lighting, but you still have to do it because it's director's instructions, and you don't want to also argue on set and make a scene or anything like that. So it is a different kind of working structure as in commercial cinematography, but to be honest, depends on the level as well, because like most of the commercials that I've done were independent. Like I was working directly with a client mostly without an agency or anything like that, so it was really chill on set. I didn't really make like these huge commercials that usually require the same amount of structure as a film. But when I got into film, which was a bigger deal for me, I realized how complicated things are. But one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that we have a new tool that kind of changes the game. So if you follow me for a while, you know that I use Artlist.io for a lot of time. Like it has been my to-go platform for anything from music to AI generations to stock footage to anything. Like this platform is like my gold mine. Now, they just launched AI music, which is a thing that kind of changes the game. Like I used to spend like even 2-3 hours searching for the perfect song or trying to find something really that matches my project. Now, I can generate that with AI in a few seconds, and it's insane how it works. Let me explain. So basically, you import up to 5 photos from your project. Basically, you make a screenshot of some of the shots that you have inside the project. By doing this, you will allow AI to analyze your style, your kind of the mood that you have inside there, and kind of generate a song that is in that style. You can obviously set up the mood, the tone, the tempo, or anything like that, but you can also leave it on auto. Just imagine telling your client, I'm gonna make a video for your product, and guess what? I'm gonna make a custom song for your product as well. They're gonna be so excited, I'm telling you. I cannot wait to do this with one of my clients. But yeah, this new feature is pretty insane. Like I actually did this for a bike commercial that I shot, and just watch it and let me know what you think.
Concrete jungle, tires on the heat. Pop that wheelie, king of the street. Handlebars high, the sun in my eyes. Level up the rush, reaching for the skies. Level up the rush, reaching for the skies. Grip the rubber, feel the torque ignite. Rolling through the city, owning the light. Up on the one, yeah, we feeling the flow. City on fire, watch the freedom grow. Willie King, yeah, we riding that high. Feel the adrenaline touching the sky.
All right, so with all this being said, I'm gonna get back to what I was saying about film cinematography versus commercial cinematography. And now I wanna talk a little bit about the negative sides of film production, because I don't think it's all beautiful and it's all fun and games. So for example, I had a really beautiful experience on set, but there were some other negatives as well. So one of the negatives is that it's not easy. Like some days you end up working 17 hours in a day just to save like money for production, and you're not getting paid for the extra time because there is no money or there's no other things like that. And you kind of understand that because you want to make something big, and it's also your first time working on films like this. And whenever it's kind of like the beginning of your career in this field, people will take advantage, which is not nice. Like, I have a lot of experience in the cinematography commercial world. I don't think I need to be treated like a beginner in the film industry, but it is what it is. I personally don't really mind about not getting paid for different kind of stuff if the job ends up looking good. But sometimes I get annoyed that I don't have enough time to light, I don't have enough time to do this, and then we're also going over time. Well, it's not my fault then. So it's kind of frustrating, but it is a team. You kind of have to be there with everyone else. It's not their fault also, but yeah. And another thing that I think it's a little bit bad is that some directors kind of have this God complex where they think that they own you and they can do whatever they want with people, and they can shout at people, and they can do stuff that I don't think it's quite okay. And yeah, I don't think that's a nice thing to do on set. I think everyone should be treated equally. Everyone has a really important role on set. And if I were to be a director on one of my films that I'm gonna probably do in a few years, I'm just gonna make sure everyone has the best time of their life on set. And yeah, with all, I don't want to say too much stuff about negative about film industry, because I don't want to be moving a lot more in this space. But yeah, it's nice, but sometimes not nice. But one thing that I want to mention is I think this whole like kind of negatives come from the fact that there are a lot of old people that still work in the film industry, even though there are a lot of old people that are absolutely amazing. But some of these like God complexes that I mentioned are due to the fact that some people grew in a different era, communism and so on. I think the key to making like incredible films is young content creators. Like, I just watched the trailer for The Back Rooms by Ken Pearsons, and that guy is 20 years old and directed, even from the trailer, I can say he directed a award-winning film. Like, this is insane. Like, this is the type of directors that the film industry needs. Directors that are young, that are fired up, and they want to revolutionize cinema. So yeah, with all this being said, I'm really curious, what was your favorite movie from this year so far? I haven't seen Project Hail Mary. I want to see it, but to be honest, one of the films that I've seen last year and got stuck in my mind is Bugonia. I think that film was absolutely amazing. Like, the way it was shot, the colors, the image, and also the whole script and how it ended. Oh my God, it was so good. I wish it won at least one Oscar. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite film from this year or last year? I want to start like talking a little bit about this because I think we can get fired up in the comments. Until next time, I'm Alexandre Don, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.